Well, this is Lighthouse Inn, and we're glad that you came to visit us. We've been here for 3 generations. We've had 4 generations of our family working here, and we quite often will get to host 2 and 3 generations of families that like to come here for vacation. We have lots of facilities for kids. Besides the beach and the pool, we have mini golf and a pirate ship and swings, shuffleboard, a little something for everyone. And we're located in West Ennis on Cape Cod, and we have about 7 acres here, and a bunch of our hotel rooms are cottages that are all laid out over the 7 acres, and it gives plenty of kids plenty of room to play and chase the rabbits and enjoy the natural beauties of Cape Cod. This is where we're located right here in West Ennis on the south side of Cape Cod. And these are all shipwrecks that have gone down over the past 400 years. So one of the reasons that the local mariners felt like they needed a lighthouse here was in order to wait for favorable winds, because it was an 18-hour sail from here up to Boston with favorable winds. But if there was a southeast wind or an east wind, they couldn't get around the Cape. And not only are all these shipwrecks, but all of these listed on each sandbar shoal are shipwrecks. And the Witta went down in 1717. That was a pirate ship that they found about 15 years ago, and there's a museum up in Provincetown with all the artifacts, gold and cannonballs, and cannons. So 1850, Congress appropriated $4,000 to build this property. And if you want to go up in the light, you can go check it out.
Oh, yes. Sure.
So in 1989, I got permission from the Coast Guard to relight the light as a private aids to navigation, so we're on all of the navigational charts. Just watch your head when you get near the top there.
All right.
So this is the original lighthouse?
Yes. Yep. If you want to go up, there's room for 2.
I don't know.
You're not afraid of heights, are you?
No.
So if you look up in there, you'll see all those light bulbs up there. So when one light bulb goes out, the mechanism turns and puts another light bulb in the correct spot, so that lens can refract the light chimneys when, and that's the beam that's going out to the horizon. So we have this light can be seen about 13 miles out to the horizon. So this would have been one of the rooms that the children or families from the lighthouse keeper would have grown up in, and you can see we've kept all the original woodwork and the beams, and it's got great views from here out to the ocean. So you can see the original lighthouse up there, and that back in the late 1800s, that would have been the only light on the shore at the time. And that rock island out there is where the ships would anchor.
Really?
And the long oarsmen would row into the end of Bass River, which is the jetty, the long jetty you see down there. You can see the water where the river goes up in through the marsh there. So this is what the property looked like in the late 30s, just after my father and grandfather bought it. You can see that the lighthouse is in the center section, and there were a few cottages, but not as many as today. And then if you progress over to this one, let's see, you're staying up in the lookout, but so that wasn't built yet. The lookout would be up there. And that was not built until '56. That was my parents' answer to the motel craze at the time, because everything was roadside motels built in the '50s. Progresses a little bit more. There was another dining room added there, and the lookout still isn't in there. And a little bit of history about Hurricane Bob. And
Hurricane Bob?
Hurricane Bob. And my father happened to be named Bob, and he got his picture in the paper because that bass was in our parking lot. It was considered a keeper bass. It had quite a bit of road burn on it, but I guess he had a pretty tough time making it through the storm, and he didn't make it. This picture right here, that's all that was left, was the foundation. And there's the old section of the lighthouse. And parts of that were gone. And they had to shore up the floor before it fell down. But that's before we had any breakwaters. The sand and beach came right up to the building. This building got knocked off its foundation by about 12 feet. So that was a pretty powerful hurricane. So we have all kinds of accommodations here. Everything from coming out from a weekend couple for two, or 2 or 3 family generations of family, and it's quite enjoyable. So this would be a room for 2. Very enjoyable if you want to have a fireplace at night on a cool evening. We supply firewood, and these cottages were built in the '40s, but they've since been upgraded and renovated. Want a little bit more privacy and you have some kids, we have cottages that are 2 and 3 bedroom. So this would give a family of 4 or 6 a little bit more room. Still have a living room area where you can enjoy the being spread out a little bit, and then this would be 2 bedroom, 2 baths. And you can go right in and enjoy. These dining rooms were built after the '44 hurricane. The original dining rooms were downstairs on the lower level, and those got wiped out by the hurricane. So got an architecture firm out of Boston and put these on piers so that they were able to withstand hurricanes. And we've had about, well, maybe 6 or 8 since then, and the building stands up well during those natural disasters. But I have lots of families that enjoy coming here, 3 and 4 generations. Come to Lighthouse Inn. So in the spring and fall, we can do weddings up to 220. It allows families to come for the weekend and have some good family time during breakfast the day before, the day after. And all of our accommodations allow for good family gathering areas as well. And in July and August we can do up to 85 small weddings because of the other business that we have. But a lot of people get married right on the waterfront, and they can have their feet in the sand over here or on the lawn over here, whatever they're comfortable with. But it's been a very popular venue for weddings for quite a long time. I got married here in 1988, so that's a few years ago.
How do they book the weddings?
Well, you can find us on lighthouseinn.com, find out all about what we have to offer, or give us a call at Lighthouse Inn, West Dennis, Cape Cod.